Yo guys, what's up? Welcome at the Q&A with Bassjackers.
Hello.
It's Ralph. We're in his studio in Waalwijk. Well, yeah, it's Waalwijk, yeah.
Like City.
Waalwijk City. And we're doing a Q&A today. So there are a few of you who already sent in their questions through the artist coaching community group. So we'll start off by answering those. But if you have a question, just make sure to drop them in the comment section, and Ralph will be here to give him your answer. So how are you, Ralph?
I'm very good. Thank you very
Yeah?
much.
This is the new studio, right?
Yeah, it's exactly the same as the last one because
Yeah,
I love the last one.
Yeah. Did you place the acoustic stuff?
Yeah,
exactly
we read about it online, using mirrors for perfect angles.
Mhm.
Not sure if it really works that way, but it kind of doesn't matter. If the room is decent, it's okay.
Mhm.
You always have to get to know your room, get
Yeah.
familiar with it. And then you can make anything you like. And at the end, it's the cook and not the kitchen.
Yeah, true.
The only big difference with the last studio is, and you can't see it on screen,
Mhm.
but I have a little window there.
Yeah, it's.
I've been without daylight for 7 years, so
Really?
I'm really happy with
That's perfect.
my window.
Yeah, I can imagine. So now you know
Yeah.
what time it is, and
Yeah, and exactly, it's like, and now in Holland, when it's winter, I always arrive really early.
what time do you start every day?
I arrive here at 8:15.
wow.
Yeah, then make a cup of coffee. But now it's still dark.
Yeah.
And now it's
It's dark
5
again.
o'clock, and it's dark again.
Yeah.
And of course you go eat your lunch and stuff.
Yeah.
But the previous studio was a shithole. And it got so cold outside of the studio.
Yeah.
So I always ate my lunch in my studio. I just sat in the studio the whole day.
Yeah.
So I didn't see any daylight except for the time I was making my sandwiches outside of the studio. So I'm really happy with
I
my
can imagine.
daylight. Yes.
So what did previous studio without daylight? Did you notice anything changing for yourself? Because I would get really depressed. I had a studio as well with no daylight.
Yeah.
I was so unhappy with
Now
it.
what I did at some point, I have this camera light,
Mhm.
and I just put it in the back of my studio, and it was so bright, kind of resembled daylight for me. And when nobody was here, when the manager and Marlon weren't there, I always produced with the studio door open.
Okay.
So I had the daylight coming in, but that wasn't favorable because there's always also one other big difference with studio. I now have my door over there and not in the back,
Yeah.
because in the back is really important for your low.
Acoustics, yeah.
And that's what I noticed when I put my door open. I couldn't hear my lows as I could when the door was closed.
I can
So
imagine.
a few minor improvements is what I call them.
And air conditioning as well.
Yeah, well, it wasn't supposed to be like this, but I made that slurf myself,
Really?
and it works like a charm. Yeah,
That's the thing. Does the job, right?
yeah, and it looks a bit weird, but yeah, I like weird.
Cool. Well, I actually like it. I do have some tips for you regarding the lighting. I have some other lighting in the studio which has daylight function.
Oh,
It's really perfect.
yeah, I'm a real cheap ass.
It's
dude.
cheap.
Oh, it's cheap.
I'm a cheap ass dude. I'm
and I
Dutch.
like it.
I'm
yeah,
Dutch.
yeah.
But I'll tell you later. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just get started because I see the first questions already coming in, and we have another list to go. So
Okay.
yeah. Let's just
I'm
open
already feeling a bit hungry, so
hungry. Oh,
now
as
I
long
have loads of time.
as
Let's
long
get-
as you don't
get
get
on with it.
hangry.
I
That's-
never get hangry.
That's what I always get. So
I'm a happy person.
me too when I have food.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the first question from Apai. By the way, we start off with the questions that got sent in the artist coaching community group. So, is paid promotion on Facebook worth doing? So, do you have any experiences with Facebook ads?
Yeah, well, we do. What we do is we target shows. on geographic locations. I'm not sure how to say it in
Yeah, it's
English.
geographic. Like if you play in the States, you target
Yeah.
like let's say New York or something.
Yes, especially that kind of shows.
Yeah.
Sometimes with all the social media you have and all the information coming in, I miss the shows of my favorite artists sometimes, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, what? He's playing in, or they're playing in Tilburg.
What?
Why didn't I know that?
Yep.
So, in order to make sure that everybody knows, especially the ones that are following us, knows that we're playing over there, yeah, we try to make specific posts and add some budget behind it. I mean, it's really basic marketing.
Yeah, it's just for a week or around the show or.
Before the show, I think we always decided on Monday or Tuesday for the coming shows in the weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just a few days ahead and.
Yeah, and it's. I think it works really well. You see those posts; they're posted as dark posts.
Oh yeah,
And,
so you don't see
yeah.
them on your time.
No, because then everything will be really awkward in your timeline.
Yeah.
You know,
It's one big ad.
Yeah, definitely, and that's not how it's supposed to be. We want to have especially Facebook for the big things like music, and we do post tour schedules there. But
Yeah.
for those specific shows, we use targeted posts.
But
Definitely.
aside from like when you release a track or something, you never do.
Yeah, well, we did. Yeah, for releasing a track, occasionally. Most of the times we actually just don't think about it. There's so much
Really?
going on. Yeah,
Holy
and
shit.
I think those posts, I mean, we always do a video, and I think we already get most of the followers' attention on the release. But yeah, we do it sometimes, also on Instagram now. But yeah, I think for touring we use it mostly. I think
Fun.
also, especially the fans, if they follow you on Spotify, they can follow you on YouTube, they can follow you on Facebook, they can follow you on Instagram,
Yeah.
they can follow you on Twitter, and we really spam the releases a lot, but we don't spam the shows as much. So I rather make targeted advertisements. But yeah, it's actually a bit silly of us that we don't market also all the tracks, but we do it occasionally.
Every now and then. When you think of it.
When we think of it, yeah.
Okay.
And but yeah, you're busy with the artwork, with making videos of it, and we do a lot of the stuff ourselves. So sometimes stuff, especially like those, it's kind of the things we dislike, and that's why you don't do them.
Procrastinate.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I
Okay.
forget.
Yeah. No worries. How do you keep getting inspiration for new tracks? This is one from Timothy.
Yeah, I just don't know. I love the music we do. I love Big Room. I'm a big fan of it myself. I listen to what the other guys and girls are making. That sometimes gets me triggered, and I hear something they do, and I think, wow, if they would have used that sound, and then I go like, ooh, if I make that, they use that sound, and then do it a little bit different, that could trigger something. Sometimes it's just browsing through a new sound bank or whatever. I use a lot of presets. I'm not ashamed of it. Sometimes there's this controversy about it, but why reinvent the wheel? And it's hard enough to make something original as it is. Also with presets, you can use them in your own way, and I'm really sure that they can't remake the shit I do with presets 99% of the time. So it's possible to make really original stuff with it.
Okay.
And sometimes it's just when I hear a song on the radio and somebody sings this line and I think, wow, that's so easy. And then, that triggers me into thinking about it, and then or replaying it. I still like, and I think that's the biggest tip for beginning producers as well, try to remake the stuff you like.
Mm-hmm. Like the tracks from
Yeah, from other people you like. Yeah,
you learn a lot about that.
yeah,
Actually.
definitely. Yeah, and I still like to replay the melodies I hear in big songs on the radio, and then I see those patterns, and I think like, wow, that's so easy. You might have just well do it like this, and then it's something original, and
Yeah.
it can give you a lot of insights. But yeah, to be honest, it's not that I walk in the street and I hear this this acorn dropping on the ground and
Yeah.
make a sound. No,
Yeah.
it's music that triggers me or sounds.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's something personal because some people do get triggered by
yeah,
a certain
definitely.
spot, or for me, it works with music as well.
Yeah.
When I listen to music. Marx asks you, do you use compression on all your channels? And when using compression on synths, do you put them on the bus or do you put one on every single sound?
I definitely don't compress every sound in my mix. Yeah, why would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I do like about compression, especially on synths, is how it you can use it to give the synth a different character. And what I do like about it, I always have my synth in a bus, a track, how do you want to call it, a channel.
Bus channel.
And I always reroute it
To?
it goes to a separate reverb bus.
Oh, yeah.
And then the both of them always go to a separate bus, which goes to the master.
Mm-hmm.
I do like putting some compression because I really like what it does with the reverb and the synth and makes it play with each other.
So it
Gets
starts
this, yeah, and that's what I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it always because it really makes it muddy as well because it just creates so much stuff out there and you can EQ what you want. It will still be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it just gives this cool effect. But to be honest, somebody's
No worries.
it's the wife.
She's watching probably. Say, dude, you should.
Yeah, I don't know. Adios. No, but it's definitely not necessary to compress every sound. Just use it as a tool. To be honest, it's not necessary to compress anything before the master.
Mm-hmm.
The master should be compressed.
Yeah.
And if you ask me, compress it a lot. I like just to seek out those edges. I think that's what makes our especially big rooms so cool. You know, it's this flat sausage, and that's what makes it special as opposed to all other electronic or normal musics.
And especially on the stages that you guys play, like the sound systems you guys play on, like it sounds perfect on those things.
Yeah, and it gives it that energy.
Yeah. Cool. Yoshi, any sound design tips? Because when I make a good break or build up, I always get stuck to make a good drop. Any tips on that?
Yeah, well,
pretty generic.
Remake existing songs that you like. If you like Swedish House Mafia, take the newest Axwell song, which I really like, by the way, and remake it. See what he does. And of course, I mean, the guy is really good. You won't get there, but you learn how he makes his decisions by trying to recreate that process. And it's understanding that process which gives you the insights to use it for your own tracks.
It's actually really that's a really great one because I learned it at the Rock Academy to remake. I tried to remake "Leave This World Behind."
Oh yeah. That's,
and that really I learned a lot from remaking that track because it started with the bass line, not with the kick or something.
No, yeah.
To me, that was like, no, it's different but still works and can give you different insights.
And that's a really good track.
And it's a really good track. Yeah. I just didn't nail the sound at all, but
no, but you'll get there eventually as well.
Yeah, true. This one's a really big one, but it's why. Okay, I'll try to explain it. I'm using 2 spectrum analyzers on my mix. I've noticed that drums, mostly kick drums, even top kick, generate high gain than leads, chord or higher gains. Okay, so drums generate a higher gain than leads.
I don't know what he means by it,
it's
or
a tough
she.
one. Why?
Well, you could, what it does, lows generate more decibels than highs. If you mean that, yes, that's true. Yeah, is there a question in there? Or?
He ends up with Y Pro Q2, so the equalizer,
Yeah.
goes up from low frequencies to high, and isotope ozone goes down from low to high frequencies, as they're all equalizers.
Oh, I don't know why that is.
I don't really know.
It's just a different angle.
I think it's just a different design.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, I like I like Pro Q, by the way. It's a really good tool. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the same, only a different visualized. I mean, the thing is with sound, we see it, and he has these analyzers, but sound isn't there to be seen; it's to be heard.
Yeah, that's the main point, and I think a lot of people forget that. Like they get stuck in those analyzers, and they get stuck in all those numbers. But eventually, there's only one thing that matters. How does it
Another
sound?
DJ came up to me once and he said, "Hey, your track is not right." And I'm not gonna say names of which track. He says this and that, and what's it called again?
Spectrum analyzer?
No, the which is always the RMS.
Oh yeah.
It's supposed to be around -5 or 6, and he said yours is -3. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, it sounds fine to me. I don't care. And I think that's the thing. If it sounds good, it is good. And the things you see, it's just for us as humans, we want to visualize it to make it comprehensible. But in the end, there is no analyze or what. It's all sound, you know.
Yeah, true. I always like to compare it with Lamborghinis, as in.
Lamborghinis. Now I'm
nobody cares how they're being made. Everyone just wants to know how it looks and how fast it goes.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm one of those guys who like cars because of the things they embody and
But the majority of people don't really care about how it's being built.
Especially but Lamborghinis are really nicely made wagons.
I can imagine.
I like those, but I can't afford them.
I
wouldn't, by the way. I actually dislike how they look.
Really?
It's not comfortable to be seen all day with a Lamborghini. Everybody looks at you.
Yeah.
I just want to drive to the supermarket and get my.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No.
When you hit a bump or something, like you lose your spoiler.
No. Yeah, and everybody's always looking, and no, that's
true.
Not for me.
Philip asks, is it possible? And we actually went already in this. Like, is it possible to make a collaboration with you for an unknown producer? And if so, how to get to you or to a certain other big DJ? Like, how? The question is, how can I get a collaboration with a bigger DJ if you're nobody yet?
Okay, let me cut this up in 2 sections, and that's the one that you can get a collab with us and or with another big DJ. For us, we worked with a few upcoming guys. What always triggers me, if I can hear that you can produce really good. And unfortunately, 99% of all demos sent to us, I listen to most of it. I don't react if I don't like it.
Yeah. That's time consuming.
Yeah, no, not only that, but I used to do it. I sometimes give tips. Sometimes people got angry, so I decided, okay, not anymore. But when I like it, I do react. And there are a few guys I still follow throughout the years. A recent guy I like, his name is E-Wave, and I think I've known him for a couple of years now, and he's always just almost hitting that point where he will break through. But we also worked with Brooks way back. We worked with Martin Garrix before Animals, and And a cool example is also Len, with whom we did Ready. I heard it online, and
Not even on your demo
no,
box.
it was on YouTube, and it
Oh.
sounded like us. So I was like, wow, this is actually a really cool track. This should be our next track. And he did some weird stuff in his kicks, and there was reverb on the kick. It was weird, but in essence, and especially the leads, I liked them a lot, and he did a really good job. And I was like, wow, this guy can produce, and I would like to do it. So I wrote him a text on Facebook, and I said, "Hey, dude, is this your track? I really like it, and I was wondering if you want to collaborate with us. I have some ideas, especially in the sound design. I want to redo the breaks. I don't like them." So, and he was like, "Cool, man, let's do it." And we did a nice video, and he came by Tilburg, and we saw him in
Was
Germany.
he from the net? Oh, was
No,
it
Germany. Yeah,
Okay.
and he came by. He lives near Bootshaus somewhere.
Oh.
And yeah, or like Brooks, we got sent a track LMO, and the outline was there, but it sounded weird. But I was like, wow, this is some cool stuff. And who's this guy, Brooks? So we were like, okay, dude, what's up? And he was like, wow, you are reacting? Yeah, of course, man, it's cool music, and we would love to jump on this. So then we actually worked a lot together, and now I'm so happy that he's
doing
really
really
had
well.
a good year,
Yeah.
and he makes so much good stuff. But I also talked with him a lot during the years that he didn't break through, and he said, "What I'm doing wrong?" I said, "Dude, I don't know, but it's really good what you make. It will happen,
Yeah.
and it's always this chance luck thing that it will happen." But yeah, he's a really talented guy as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always this possibility. Now, I said I wanted to break up the answer. If you want to collab with a big artist, make it so that a big artist rather has 100% finished track to collaborate with, and almost never a 80% finished track.
Like a work in progress.
Yeah, definitely not a work in progress. That will not work.
Takes up too much time.
Yeah, I think for us it kind of is a little bit different because I'm just a freak about producing. I'm the biggest fan of the music and the producing itself. But yeah, most of the guys, if you want to have a collaboration, and maybe also for us, if you come with a 100% finished product, I will always want to give it my own touch.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's so beneficial for the smaller artists. You can tap into the fan base of the bigger one.
Yeah.
And for the bigger artist, it's just cool. It gives him a tool for his sets or her sets. And it's just another track to add. It's your biggest marketing content as well, music. So
music, yeah.
Yeah, it can work beneficial.
So make sure the track's almost finished,
Yeah.
and make sure it fits the profile of the artist.
Definitely, yeah.
Cool. Aditya, and I think this is interesting because I have a lot to say about this, but any tips to tackle laziness?
Well, yeah,
Are you lazy sometimes, or?
I think everybody's
Yeah?
lazy sometimes. What for me works is structure. And I'm always in the studio approximately at the same time. I always leave at approximately the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm saying approximately right,
Yeah,
but
that's right.
it's a hard word to say. I think structure will give you the room to excel in creativeness, and if the creativity comes, then the laziness will fade away. I think what makes you lazy is the frustration when it doesn't go as you like, because then you will get in your head, and we all struggle with it.
Okay, guys, we're back again. Sorry,
Hello.
short interruption. Something went wrong with the internet here, but I hope we haven't lost too much of you. We still have all the questions that you guys put in, so we're gonna get into that later. Anyway,
Laziness.
yeah, laziness.
Yeah, I was saying something, but I forgot what
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
saying.
Yeah, let's just go to the next one.
Just don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy. Do something. Yeah, this one's too hard because we have to go into the project. Is there any other way for you to make money in the music industry aside from touring and releasing music? Like, are there any extra ways
Mhm.
to get an income?
Well, yeah, it's possible. Let's say you're what's the guy called? The big muscled guy. Let's say you're a big
Artist?
muscled
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
and you're also a DJ, and I mean,
Oh, the fitness guy.
yeah, well,
Right.
you can use your platform to also get sponsorship deals.
Influencers.
Yeah, it's not for us. We're strictly pure DJ and a producer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for me it's important to protect those core things we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't see us parading around in the newest I don't know what they're called, Super Nikes and stuff.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if we do something sponsored, it's because we like it. We do have a relationship with Nubik, the shoe brand. It's from the same town as we are, and
Yep. Sure.
to be honest, I really like those shoes. We don't get money for it. We just get a few shoes every now and then, and it's really cool. We have a good relationship with those people. A friendship evolved,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like what they're doing because we kind of at this growing going on. When they grew, we also grew, so it's really nice. And last summer we also did something with swim shorts, Oceans, the brand, and they make swim shorts out of recycled plastic.
Ah.
So that it will not end up in the ocean. We're big fans of nature itself. We really dislike what's going on from time to time. No, we don't have an electric car. We actually went a step further. We got another studio closer to home, so
you don't have to drive that much.
You don't have to drive anymore, so that's even better.
Yeah. And actually, it seems like the electric cars aren't even better for the nature because it's more it's harder to make them, to produce them. So
yeah, well,
let's just not
I don't know about that, and
but aside, like
I actually do like the electric vehicle. It will be the future, and maybe even the hydrogen car. And well, we also we don't eat meat or fish in our studio. It's all our bread is with cheese or this or that. But we want to and not just a little bit consideration for things. We also have this collaboration with a brand called Orange Fit. They have these bars or supplemental food. Marlon is big on his sports, so he used them for protein and stuff. But they're also vegan, and that's the stuff we like, and that's when we like to have collaborations.
But you don't make any money out of
that? No. But yeah, I mean.
Would it be possible though for an artist to create an extra income out of that?
Definitely, yeah. But I then like to use the platform for stuff I like so, give back a little bit, or use it to bring some certain things under attention. Awareness, yes. And yeah, also if you have a sponsorship deal, it also creates more not per se responsibilities, but commitments, which also go in your head. I mean, it gives you another thing to do, obligatory, and that can go in the way of your creative process. So it's a no for us. Only if we just like it and it can be easy to do. So to protect the core. But yeah, everything is possible. It just depends on how far you're willing to go to take it. And
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. So those were the questions for the community group. Let's dive in for. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do all of them because there's a lot. Let's dive to the first stream that cut out. First one was. And Parker, how do you go about picking someone to collab with? Would you always go with a name, or would you? Yeah, we also went to this one, right?
Yeah.
I watched your Bring That Beat tutorial, and I'm trying to achieve a similar effect with my build-up using the new method, the Dyro one.
Oh yeah.
But when I put a sample into direct wave and do thing the sounds that come out, it's just really low compared to the original sample that I have in the playlist. Any thoughts? So his volume is lower when he does
true,
the
because
Dyro.
the sampler is standard on 80% of your volume.
Okay.
So you take it out and it goes 20% lower. Just kick up the volume. But when it's lower of sound, just make it harder. You have so many tools.
Just put a gain on it or something.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Make it gain. And I even use. I'm using FL Studio always.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using a lot of the parametric EQ too to just boost up the volumes.
Okay.
Sometimes when there's like automations all over the place, and I'm not sure if I can tweak that knob because I just forget if it was automated. I put a parametric EQ on the channel and just use that as the volume.
Smart one.
Yeah.
When does the new Signed by Bassjackers drop?
Yeah, well, I'm planning on January. We've been so busy, and you can't watch the screen, but Joey can.
I'll describe for you what I see.
Well, it's here in Dropbox. We have lying around 14 tracks, and only those two aren't finished yet. But I expect
the rest is finished.
The rest is finished. They're ready to go.
Wow.
And we actually, I think there's an album coming up later this year.
Oh.
Yeah, because
2019.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We have so much stuff. For us, it was really important we wanted to renew the set. Of course, classics like Derp, Savior, Memories, they will be in the set when you come to see us. But we would just want to make like this. We always make music to play music. What we make is what we play, and we just want to flip up the whole set and have really a lot of choices. So what we went doing is make a shitload of music. I've been working non-stop, so there wasn't any time for Signed by Bassjackers. And
it's priorities, right?
Yeah, but now we have so many tracks lying around, it would be silly to just make even more of them. Of course, we will, because I have some ideas also. But yeah, in January I will record a few of them and keep the train rolling. Because I like Signed by Bassjackers a lot.
Yeah.
It's something I did totally myself, from recording it to editing it to making the artwork to everything. It's nobody gets involved. It's just me.
It's your baby.
And that's what I like about it. Yeah, and
I can imagine.
It's for me as a fan of the music. To everybody else, you never will have to pay for it. I showed you also here. I'm also.
Samples. Yeah.
It's all these sounds. I'm also. How do you call it? Collecting during the process. And I will give new sample packs away as well, and all for free. And it's silly to pay for a masterclass, by the way. Don't do it.
True. What I want to know from him is, does he have any pressure while producing? Like trying to make a track that is as good as his last release, or
Always.
Trying to create something that fits into the evolution of the scene?
Yeah, that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
You always feel the
Try
pressure.
to fit in, or try to up game your last
Well,
bit.
for me, the hardest thing is to stay original. It's real hard to reinvent these new sounds which all go in the mix all well
Mm.
together. It's sometimes it feels like it happens just by accident,
Yeah.
and it's not an exact science. I definitely feel the pressure. I want it to sound as good. I want that other producers hear my tracks and that they will think, "Wow, how did they do that?" And it's also a bit silly because it's the pressure you put on
Yeah.
yourself, you know.
It's
But yeah,
it's like you are your only enemy. That's the thing I really believe in.
definitely, yeah. And it's making music is 95% of the time fighting frustration.
Hmm.
And but yeah, you do need the pressure, I think, to get to these new heights or these new tricks. And um, because of the because of things aren't working out, that what's driving creativity.
Hmm.
I think it's a weird process. Um, yeah, so yeah, to get back to the question, I feel it all the time. Yeah,
So how do
definitely.
you manage to get around with it? Just pushing yourself to keep working
Well,
on
in
it.
the end, I also like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's a weird mixture of things. But yeah, I'm what I do think is really important is that you find outside of making music
Hmm.
what can relax you.
Hmm.
And for me, it's playing soccer with the friends. I'm in the soccer team.
Hmm.
Also gaming. I love gaming. That's just that my
What game do
mind
you
is.
play?
I play a lot of Destiny.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like
PlayStation.
it. Yeah, every Tuesday night I go online from 8:30 to 10:30, 11, 2.5 hours, and then it's just me and some friends gaming,
Yeah,
laughing,
it's the
and
best.
yeah. Well, you gotta find what relaxes you, and that you shouldn't be like this overworked train wreck of a person just to find the next.
Mm.
No, it all should be in balance. So yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Some trends that you can, well, predicting, of course, is pretty hard, but what do you think is going to be one of the trending genres in 2019? Is it still going to be the thing that you're doing right now, or do you
Look,
see any
yeah,
sounds?
what I like is that a lot of live musicians are
Hmm.
used in on stage.
Yeah, like Sam Feld is doing that a lot,
Yeah,
right?
I like what he's doing. Not that it's new, because actually, I think you also went to the sneakers
Yeah, well,
parties,
like
and especially
saxophonist and
in the
stuff.
beginning. Yeah, you had Co-Star
Yeah,
go on this.
yeah.
And it's not all new, but I like that it's being brought back again, and it's not going to be for us, because if you want to match our energy, we have to have the guitarist of AC/DC over there, which might be a good idea actually. But no, it's hard, or maybe Slash from. I love rock music, by the way. No, but for a guy like Somfeld, and I've seen others do it as well. I like what Kashmir did with the orchestra.
Yeah.
Does it? I like it as a thing to see, as a
Hmm.
show, but it's not per se. It's how you see yourself as an artist, and like Laidback Luke even dislikes DJs getting the mic,
Hmm.
and there's all these balances. He's a DJ, pure 100%
Yeah.
DJ, and he respects that how he does it, and it's all good. Everybody should do it as they like. For us, we like to do it like we do, because we think it's the most effective, also for the music. But I do like the new trend of bringing live musicians. I think we will see maybe even more live acts on stage. Um, but yeah, if there will be a really shift in sounds
Yeah,
or
it's hard to
whatever,
predict.
yeah, I don't know.
True.
Yeah. I
Because
hope. I always like the new stuff.
yeah, true. I think this one's really interesting. I get this one a lot. How do you know when a track's ready? Like, when do you decide it's done? Let's go. Because you have like what 12 tracks
Yeah,
ready to go.
yeah. When is it ready? When it's does its thing in the set, and it should sound nice in the car, nice on your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Every reference I use, especially the car, or on your headphones, if it sounds good everywhere, then it's ready. And of course, you hear a thing always.
Yeah.
It's never done, but it's ready when it sounds good everywhere. So on stage, on your laptop, on your headphone, in your car, wherever.
And creatively, like, because that's the mixing part, of course, when it sounds well, everything. But
Yeah.
it's just, you just know. It's a feeling.
Well, to be honest, I don't get the perfect result every track. Even the tracks we put out. Sometimes it's just not feasible or something. If you ask me, one of the most complete tracks I did, for me, is still Savior. Because it just builds up this cool. It has a really strong melody, which you can hum always. And then it has this, after the first drop, this perfect bridge towards the break, and that bridge part it almost never gets done.
Yeah.
Memory says it also, but it almost never gets done. But for me, that's a perfect track, and that melody also. It's just so like John Williams, the movie score guy. He has these melodies you can always hum. I mean, Star Wars, come on, and or Indiana Jones, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that track has it all. And do I always reach that? No, definitely not. It's impossible. But yeah,
Just try to do you give it your best, and
yeah. And if you don't reach it, it doesn't mean that the track doesn't have a right to exist, because it can serve other purposes as well.
that's a really good
Because
one.
to be honest, Savior is not the most effective live, to be honest. Like that, bring that beat.
Do you ever use
recent Zero F's Given? Those are really effective.
Yeah. Do you ever use Marlon to say,
Definitely.
like, if you're not sure if it's finished, you just send it to Marlon and say, like,
Marlon
what do you
is
think?
really important to get a finished product, because he's such a pure DJ.
Yeah.
He only cares about effectiveness.
Yeah.
I care more. That's why I think Bassjackers is so. It's a little bit different from a lot of other stuff. I always want to be able to put it on my laptop at home, and he just wants it to be effective, and we try to reach that middle goal.
Yeah.
And that's, my God, we have discussions. It all serves one purpose, and that's to make as good as music as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes us unique.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to work. Let's just pick a few. Do you think artists need to hold on to one genre, or is it possible for them to release more? Because that's the thing you see going on right now. Like other artists releasing trap music. How do you call that? Other like break. Other genres.
Yeah, well,
What's your opinion on that?
I mean, for us, the end goal is the set. The set is holy, because when you come to us and you buy a ticket, and what we make is what we play. So would be a little bit. Of course, we did a track like These Heights, Fireflies. They're not as energetic as the normal track. They're more stream oriented.
Yeah.
We also did other tracks like Destiny, which is more a trap record, but that's what we did because of the game, because that felt more not like the normal 4 to the floor, but just asked for having
Something
trap,
else. Yeah.
big room influence. But no, I think this is the hardest question for every artist, because you hear this stuff and you think, oh man, that would be cool to do as well, and you want to show more of your creativity, but in the end, it should be clear that when you buy a ticket to come and see us, that is what you get.
It's managing expectations.
Yeah, I always, if you're Metallica, and at some point it would be weird for them to make this weird Caribbean music. And I think that's also for us as artists. For me, it would be more logical if you want to expand,
Mm-hmm.
do it under another brand. But to be honest, yeah, there are a lot of guys who are doing well in our genre. I mean, Tiesto is the biggest example, and he does really well. But yeah, he did get a lot of shit for it in the beginning.
I think you're.
Showtech is same.
Yeah, I think you're only capable of doing that when you already have the attention. So when you're already at a certain level, and you
Yeah.
have a strong brand, people will
But
take
it
more.
can backfire.
Yeah, it can
And to be
backfire,
honest,
yeah.
like I'm saying, Tiesto and Showtech,
Mm-hmm.
well, they're really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And especially like Wouter from Showtech, I think he's the best artist I ever got studio time with. And Thijs is just Thijs. He's the king. So don't expect that it's for everybody to just switch your genre and or to expand.
Yeah.
And take a promoter, and you're at one point making bass house and then EDM and then trap. Okay, well he has a certain type of people coming in his club.
Mm-hmm.
If you're all over the place, yeah, well,
What to expect?
yeah, and okay, so that also can bring you in a bit of a awkward situation towards the promoter that he just doesn't know you well enough to book you.
Yeah.
That's also a thing to
True.
think about.
Great point. Do you guys take a vacation like normal working people, just relaxing on the beach and don't work? Well, I do. I'm gonna do it in 2 weeks. And you?
Well, I did. I had 2 vacations this year. I had one was my honeymoon, where we went to the States for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one was my marriage, and we were married in Spain, and I was over there for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So
So 1 month off. More than 1 month.
yeah, more than one
That's
month
big.
off.
I think
I gotta say that's a bit unique. I think we're really lucky that we can do the work that we do.
Mhm.
And normally it's not, we don't take that much time off because we simply like doing what we do.
Yeah. It
I
doesn't
actually
feel
get
like working.
anxious when I'm too long away from the studio. Yeah. But I'm a freak about my work. Yeah, I just like producing that much, and
Yeah.
all that comes with it. It's a cool life, and yeah, but we do. Everybody needs some holiday, and
Everyone.
just go tanning in the sun, doing
Yeah.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Just taking time off and relax your brains. Like, of course, you need to relax your body, but you need to relax your brains as well.
I'm actually looking forward to the Christmas time, being with the family, eating. Yeah, just weird, useless
Nothing.
presents, and I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so last one. What speakers do you use?
I have the Focal Twin 6. Not everybody likes them.
Mhm.
As to be honest, most of the people coming in my studio, they say, "Wow, I can't hear shit here," but they're so honest. If it sounds good on these bad boys, then it will sound good everywhere. That's what I like about them. They
Yeah,
really
nice.
give you. I've been in studios where stuff really sounded good, and then I went to my car, and I was like, "Wow, this is so shitty.
Yeah.
What the f?" And I think the most important thing. I have a sub here. I don't
Oh, yeah.
use it because subs they just blow up your low end, and I don't know. Funny is that I think your low end doesn't need as much work. People always say that's the important, and I gotta say yes, because the kick is my reference in the track.
Mhm.
I built the whole track around the kick. But low end, it kind of sounds good always. And I just mean cut off until 40 hertz and you're fine. You won't get into trouble. What's always the hassle is, especially in big room, because you have the big kicks and it takes up the whole spectrum. Try to arrange all those sounds when you have this big of a kick.
Yeah.
That's where the hard part is. It's in the mids and the highs, especially the mids.
These don't have the subs on it, right? Because I
No.
only know the other vocals with the subs on it.
Yeah. Those are the other ones. I forgot the name, like the Barefoot.
SM9?
SM9.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones. I don't know those. I know these, and I know them really good. They're my family. And it's but like I said all before, it's the cook and not the kitchen. You can also produce really good on the KRK V5, or what are they called?
I don't know, I have never used
V6,
them.
and
Yeah.
I used those. The RP6 I had,
Mm.
and I mean, Martin Garrix made Animals in his bedroom
Yeah.
on KRK speakers.
I think that's one thing that people really overthink, as in, even when I sit here in your studio, it's not that special. It's just
No.
your computer. Like, okay, you have really great speakers.
I have an electric desk. It
Oh,
can
yeah.
go up and down
Yeah,
with
I
a
have it
touch
too.
of the button.
It's great, right? Standing there.
Yeah, but indeed, I designed the whole studio myself.
Yeah.
I did it with a carpenter, I must add, because I'm not as handy as I like to be. All myself. I don't need all the fancy LED lights and the spaceship thing. You don't need it.
Looks nice, but
Yeah, just use your mind, use your ears, and the answer for producing and make it sound good usually is really simple. But everybody, it doesn't sound good. I need this, that, and you get all these buses filled with all these plugins. Whereas samples are so good nowadays,
yeah.
you don't need it. And sometimes I listen to demos, I'm like, wow, it's actually really, really difficult to make it sound so bad. Yeah. Like, what did you do?
Like, what
Yeah.
went wrong?
And don't overthink it. And like, a lot of people always say, my drop doesn't hit as hard, and the rest is so loud, and my drop not. Make the rest sound less hard.
Yeah, softer.
It's all relative, you know. That's why I say use the kick as reference. I build it, the drop is also my reference. If the breakdown sounds too loud, I just simply select all the tracks, take down the volume, and voila. It's
That's
not
a great
that
tip.
simple. Yeah, but and don't overthink it, and it's usually easier than you think.
Don't take the hard. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, I see a lot of questions in here, but unfortunately, we have to end this stream because we've already been talking for an hour. Time flies.
I talk
No,
way
no,
too
but
much.
it's perfect. You answered a lot of great
And
questions.
my wife is calling again.
Oh, yeah, then you definitely have to take her.
She gets angry.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for watching. This video will be on YouTube, Facebook, podcast, whatever you want. It will be online. So if you missed a part, you can just look back at it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.